Western Washington, today's top story, and first alert weather. And
only one patient, Eric Thomas, survived long enough.
US 97 is one of our state's major highways, but recent flooding has left it a wreck with major washouts in 3 places.
Well, traffic isn't the only thing in trouble there. A major telecommunications line hangs in the balance as crews try to repair the road. King 5's Glenn Farley reports.
Believe it or not, the Peshastin and Ruby Creeks did this. Washed out 2 big sections of the Blewett Pass Highway, one section 600 feet long. From the highway, there's a 30-foot drop from the road to the creek bed, and much of the road which remains hangs out into space. And all around, the instability of this new geology is obvious.
There's a lot of truck traffic getting from the Ellensburg area over to the Wenatchee area.
So it's an important artery.
Yes, it's a very important artery.
It's Kirk Berg's job to come up with a way to fix this giant mess, a disaster which started with Thursday's flooding. At one point, water was reported over the road here, and when the water began to recede, this is what remained.
We don't very often see this type of damage to a roadway.
The question, what does the State Department of Transportation do now? Well, engineers say they'll have to truck in large boulders, an operation that will run 24 hours a day to try and fill these holes in. But it's not just the road. Fiber optic telephone cables also run through here to cities like Wenatchee and Leavenworth.
The phone calls are getting through.
As far as we know at this time.
GTE, the telephone company, plans to run a spare cable over telephone poles to get around the trouble.
We got to get it on the poles first before we can attempt to splice it, and then we're going to have to splice it without cutting it out of service, which is going to be very entailed. Hopefully we can do it without hurting anything.
So when could the highway be reopened to traffic? Well, the Department of Transportation can only venture a crude estimate at this point, but they're looking at 2 weeks to a month. I'm Glenn Farley reporting live from the newsroom.
What a mess. Okay, Glenn, thanks.
Awesome power of nature. It is hard to